What's going on, guys? It's Sensei Adam, and we're back again with another Max Coins Robo Rumble strategy. And I really like this strategy. When we did it, we got max coins every single time doing it. This clip that you're gonna watch right now, we did it on our first try just doing the strategy. So it's not gonna be absolutely perfect how we do it, but since we got about 7 minutes and 38 seconds doing it, you know it's a pretty good strategy. So what you're going to want is a colt, a rico, and a jessie. You can use barley instead of a jessie, but I would recommend getting a jessie, especially a max jessie, because you can heal up her turret or just shoot the turret if you're in a desperate situation. But you can use barley if you want to, because he does have that high damage and he could be more useful than jessie at the later rounds. But the reason why you want jessie is she can chain hit a lot of bosses. And with barley, you're going to find yourself just hitting one boss or one bot a lot of the times. And with jessie, since you can chain hit, you can get pushed back a lot less than barley. With barley, if you're left alone, you're going to find yourself moving back a ton. So if you want, get yourself a max jessie, and the other two don't really matter. You can play with a regular jessie, but I wouldn't suggest it. So, what are the basics to the strategy? Well, I'm glad you asked. So what you want to do is have your colt go over to the left and your rico and your jessie go to the right. And the reason for that is it's kind of arbitrary, but it kind of makes sense. That's because colt, theoretically, he does more damage because he shoots 6 bullets and he shoots in a straight line. So that way he can do a lot more direct damage. While rico, he shoots like in a wider angle, and jessie does a little bit less damage. And rico also shoots 5 bullets instead of 6. So just a theory, you probably want the person to go with rico. And why you want colt to go to the left, if you look at it, it's just a straight line. So he can easily hit all of those robots. While on the right, it's just a lot more walls. So colt's probably going to have a little bit more problems hitting right here. While rico, he can just go back and bounce jump shots off the wall. So I recommend going on this setup. You guys can switch it around because we only played a few times with this. I had to go out somewhere today, but it works really effectively. I would highly recommend you try this setup. For the first 4 or 5 minutes though, you're probably not going to have any problems killing the robots. It should be a smooth ride. But what you should look out for is how to deal with the boss. You have to do it in a very specific way. There's a 50-50 chance that he's going to either spawn on the left or the right. So how do you want to deal with it? Well, you guys have to memorize when the boss wave is. It's every 7, 14, or 21. That's the wave number. And it happens like at about a minute 20, at 3 minutes, and at about 4 minutes and a half. So you have to be ready to move back. Like right here, we just started, so we didn't know. So we were still very much up, and now it took forever for us to go to the boss. So I believe it's going to take a little while, and the next wave is going to show up before we kill the boss. So when you know it's the boss wave next round, what you want to do is just go ahead and have your 2 guys on the right ready to move up, down to the left side, and have your colt also ready to go to the right side. That way, whichever way the boss spawns, you can be there really quickly, and you don't get yourself just stuck and trapped and have the boss going near your safe. Speaking of that, it's very important that you guys learn how to kite the robot. On this round, I don't believe we did it because we were just starting out, but there's 2 spots that you can kite the boss no matter which side he spawns in. Over here on the right side, you're going to want to kite the robot around the walls that are shaped like this. That's because it's really easy to do it, and you want to have your other 2 teammates just stay way back so they don't lure him away from you. You want to have one person, preferably your jessie if it's on the right side, just kite him around, keep hitting him, while your rico and your colt stay back and just shoot him at a long range. That way, you don't have everybody taking damage, and when he does shoot his rockets, you can just dodge the wall, and he's going to hit the wall instead of you guys. It's just a really effective way to take out a boss. I showed how to do this in my previous boss fight video, but you want to do the same thing, especially on this map. And on the left side, you guys are going to want to do the same exact thing. Just go ahead and lure him around the little 3x1 block walls, which is pretty simple. Usually on that side, we have the colt lure him because he's the one that's already there and he already has the advantage there. And it should look like this, like you guys are seeing it right now. We're just kiting him around the wall and we try to time his rockets right as you're about to turn the corner. That way, he just misses you entirely and he hits the wall. So look, we were able to kill the boss really fast, and now the next wave is just 2 robots. Remember that. So it doesn't matter if you take a little bit longer to kill the robots. Since it's just 2 robots on the next wave, you should be fine. Just make sure to kill him at least 5 seconds into the next wave, or else you're probably going to be screwed because they're going to rush to your safe. Just make sure to kill him as fast as possible. But now that we're reaching the later rounds, you guys are going to see how effective this strategy is at keeping the robots back. And another thing that I forgot to mention at the beginning, because I don't think on this gameplay here I did it very much, but that turret placement that I have it right there is the ideal placement where you want to put it at. Right there, on that little L-shaped corner. That's because the turret can still hit them all the way up there while you guys are just shooting at them. Look at this. Right when they go up here and you guys are just dodging them, trying to get some shots off, they can still go there. And while they're shooting at it, you can just keep shooting the turret and give it some more HP. It just gives you guys a lot more time to shoot, and your Rico can just bounce shots off the wall and get that increased damage while you're just hiding behind the wall. It works very effectively, especially against those ranged robots. It just keeps them there preoccupied for a little bit longer. So look, as you guys are seeing it, we're already up to 6 minutes and 30 seconds, and we're still doing amazing. We're not getting pushed back or almost anything. While our colt there, Johnny Boy, is being pushed back, but now he's moving all the way up. And we're doing pretty good. But now it's when it starts getting really tough. That's because Johnny Boy, he usually gets pushed back by this time, and if one person dies, just one person, when you pass the 7-minute mark, it's really hard to come back. You need all the damage that you can get at this point. And the problem is, since they nerf Ricochet's health, he dies by 2 shots of the ranged robot. So if you just get 2-shotted, boom, you're out. So you gotta watch out for that. You really have to have teammates that are good at juking. Now, I don't know if you guys saw right there, right when that happened, I was like, no. That's because our Rico there missed his super. Like, there were 4 robots, and he got him right to the side. So he probably could have gone a lot further, maybe even gotten 8 minutes with this strategy right here. But since our Rico died, it's really tough to recover, man. Look at this. We were doing really good, but those robots just all killed us. And we got 738, which was really good. That's a really great time for these maps now. But I'm pretty sure if you do really good, you can go ahead and get 8 minutes. So if you stuck around till this time, I'm going to share you some more secrets on how you do the strategy, because there's some more really fundamental things that you want to do in order to do really good with this. So first thing, you and the Jessie want to keep hugging this wall that I'm here with my Rico. This wall right here. You want to do it around these 2 bars. That way, you're not going to be too close, but not too far, so they're not going to spawn right on top of you. And the thing about that as well, when you 2 stay on this side, you don't want to have anybody staying far right. That's way too much, because that way they're going to split up and you guys are going to have a huge issue. If you guys both stay on this wall, they're all going to fall down the other side right here towards the left. So it's a lot easier to just chain hit them, especially with both Rico's super and Jessie's attacks. Another thing, you want to have a colt, a really good colt. You do not want to have a colt that's bad at juking. That's because he's going to be all by himself. And if he dies, it's tough to recover from that man, because he's all by himself. So make sure and get yourself a colt that you know they're really good at juking and they don't just stay in a straight line. Because here's a little trick. If you just move sideways, the robot can predict where you're going to be at. So if you're moving like this, they're going to shoot where you're going. So you have to like keep constantly moving yourself, hiding behind the wall. That way you can juke them a lot easier. Third thing, here's another trick that I figured out. Usually you want to stand behind this wall with Rico. And I think I said this before, you want to stand behind the wall and try and hit them with bounce shots. Especially if you have a max Rico on your team. That way you get all the bonus damage that you can. I can't stress that enough. It's really hard at the later rounds to stay alive and get all that damage off so you guys can stay up and not get pushed back all the way down to your save. So make sure to try and bounce in the middle wall and back out so you guys can have as much damage as possible, stay up as long as possible, and get those max coins every single time. So now let's go ahead and discuss how to use your supers. For Colt and Rico, it's pretty simple. What you want to do is when you see an opportunity where there's 2 or 3 robots grouped together, you use their super, you use it. Especially if you know you're going to get pushed back all the way back to your safe. Just use it, even if there's just 2 robots grouped up. But you almost never, ever want to use it on one lone robot. It's just not worth it, and you're not going to charge your super again. At least if you get 2, I believe it takes that super and 3 more shots on another robot in order to charge it up again. So it's pretty easy to get. But 3, it's on almost instant use. Make sure to use them. You want to get those max coins, just use them as much as you can. And I learned that from watching Johnny Boy. He's the guy here playing with me. And if you guys remember, he's the one that got the Robo Rumble world record when it was the previous maps. So he knows what he's doing. And on the later rounds, you're going to want to do the same thing. Just use your super. Probably your Colt is going to do it to the left, and your Rico is going to do it to the right. That way you can split the workload, and you guys can load up your super instantly and get it again, use it again, and boom, all the robots are going to be gone. For Jessie, it's pretty simple. Like I said before, you're going to have her turret right there, where it is right now. But anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this Robo Rumble tutorial video. You guys can tune in to me at about 5 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm probably going to do a Robo Rumble live stream where I'm both going to try and go for that crispy 8 minutes and play with some of you guys so I can help you guys get that max coins and maybe get some of you guys a new record. Maybe we can do it. Can we get 8 minutes? Come and tune into the live stream at around 5 p.m. Eastern Time. But I'm just going to leave you guys watching the rest of this clip because we did the fundamentals on this one a lot better than the last one. We kited the robots around. Jessie put her turret in the right spot. It just worked out a lot better. But it just turned out that on the first one we got a better time because I don't know, probably it was luck. But if you enjoyed the video, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe because I upload Brawl Stars every single day. So make sure to subscribe. And I'll see you guys next time. Peace.